The four beasts surrounding the throne in John's revelation are not figments of the apostles' imagination, nor are the beasts fanciful in Ezekiel's or Daniel's visions. These beasts are given of the Lord and are not random. Just as the archetype of the four beasts, the tetramorph, is based upon the four plasma streamers of the ancient Venus, so each of the animals finds its origin in the planetary configuration at Earth's North Pole. Though the animals are not always the same, the four most common to the visions are the man, the lion, the ox, and the eagle. Each of these beasts have a specific origin in the polar configuration. To begin with, the head or face of every beast is the planet Mars. The planet by itself, of course, does not look like a head or face, man or beast, but it is the planetary context that gives the red planet its perceived form. Mars sat atop the world pillar, the axis mundi. At times, the polar axis took the form of a man with upstretched arms, with Mars the head in the center of the arms. In this particular image, that of a Birkeland current extending between Earth and Mars, torus-like plasmoids form the arms and legs. Diachotron instabilities form the skeletal body of the figure, the cosmic man. This was the beast that had the likeness of a man. Alternatively, the crescent on Saturn formed the arms of the cosmic man. The lion was derived from another aspect of the same polar configuration. Mars was the head and the pillar was the body, as in the beast with the likeness of a man. In the case of the lion, the streamers extending from Venus appeared to surround Mars and became the lion's mane. The mane was formed during a displacement of Venus along the axis, giving the planet Mars a leonine mane of light. The ox or bull had its own worldwide archetype called the Bull of Heaven. The Bull of Heaven was comprised of the Martian head, the axis mundi as the torso, and the crescent of Saturn as the horns of the bull. The crescent was formed by the light of the sun on the body of the ringed planet. The eagle is simply another variation of the Bull of Heaven, where the Saturnian crescent becomes the wings of a bird instead of the arms of a man. The Great Seal of the United States preserves this form of the archetype. Other forms of the cosmic bird use the Venusian plasma streamers as tail feathers in numerous variations. The four beasts of John had many eyes, which John describes as being before and behind the figures. That the four beasts surrounding the throne were full of eyes should not be surprising, since we have met another beast at the throne of God, which had many eyes itself, the Lamb. The Lamb with the 7 eyes stood in the midst of the four beasts full of eyes. The archetype of the eyes of the Lamb fully explains the eyes of the four beasts. We know that the 7 eyes of the Lamb were symbolically derived from the 7 visible plasma jets extending from Venus, with bulb-like protuberances at their ends. These bulbs became the eyes of the Lamb. The 7-headed serpent on this vase demonstrates the archetype. The Lamb itself was another iteration of a beast of the tetramorph, not unlike this winged beast from ancient Mesopotamia. Its body was the axis mundi, while its head was the planet Mars. It was in a standing position, exactly as portrayed here. The 7 eyes extended from its head and were not on its forehead as most illustrations portray. In principle, the Lamb was no different than any of the 4 beasts. It had the same body, the axis mundi, the same head, the planet Mars, and by symbolic extension, the same eyes. In other words, the eyes of the Lamb were the eyes of the beast. Certainly, John doesn't mention the number of eyes of the beast, so they were not necessarily 7. They could have been 4 according to the number of plasma streamers that gave the number to the beasts themselves. Or they could have been any number of eyes, given the fact that the number of Venusian plasma jets varied over time. John's description of the eyes, indicating that some of them were located before and behind, simply means that they were either below the beast, as seen by the earthbound observer, or above the beast. In simplest terms, the fullness of eyes represented the plasma streamers encircling the head of the beast, the planet Mars. Ezekiel's beasts had eyes round about as well. The encircling eyes of the beast and the association with wheels in Ezekiel is not coincidental. This same configuration was one of many variations of the Wheel of Heaven, where the plasma streamers became the spokes of a great rotating heavenly wheel, with Mars as the axle.